Off.
1, 2,
3,
4,
5,
6.
Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming here today. I'm going to do a tribute speech on Billy Graham. For over many years, Billy Graham has impacted the lives of millions from his ministry. Many of his ministries also included as crusades, internet evangelism, My Hope Ministry, the Billy Graham Library, rapid response teams, and TV ministry. Out of those, I want to expound upon 3 that has impacted my life. They are his radio ministry, The Hour of Decision, the Billy Graham Crusades, and the magazine Decision. Billy Graham was born November the 7th, 1918 in Charlotte, North Carolina. His family background, they were dairy farmers and they were very hard workers. He would get up at 2:30 in the morning to milk the cows, go to school, then come back that afternoon, continue more chores, and then milk the cows again and follow with his schoolwork. He was raised Presbyterian and had strict moral values. Then one night, an event changed his life. He went to an evangelistic meeting, and the evangelist Mordecai Ham was there preaching. At that time, he was a good person on the outside, but he knew there was something missing in his life. That night in 1934, Billy Graham accepted Jesus Christ as his Savior, and his life changed completely then. Little did he know that that was the start of his ministry that will impact many lives down the road. He was called to the ministry, and for his education, he went to one semester at Bob Jones University in 1936, but he felt that they were too strict religious-wise. He found another college in 1937, went down to Florida Bible Institute. He was ordained in 1939 as a Southern Baptist minister. And then he continued on at Wheaton College in Illinois to further his education in 1943. The first of his ministries that made a big impact on the world was his crusades. He had a desire to share the love of Jesus Christ to everyone that he came in contact with. He's also best known for his local and also for his international crusades that he was in. In 1950, Billy Graham started the Evangelistic Association. It was in the early years, there was a lot of ups and downs, but God blessed his ministry to where it became international. His passion, his love, drove him to share the word of the Bible. He went to Korea as his first international trip during the war and ministered to the military there. Then years later went back to be his biggest evangelistic meeting, over a million people in Seoul, Korea. Because over many years, his crusades has changed the lives of many people. The second one I want to talk about is the Hour of Decision, the radio program that he started. It was started out by DARE by 2 men. And one night, he ended up raising over $25,000 to fund this ministry. He had a lot of doubts about it because of the strains of his meetings and the travel that he had, but he had found time to do it. From his book that he wrote, Just As I Am, he quoted, "Stunned, I bowed my head and said a silent prayer. Emotion so overcame me that I could not think straight. Clearly, these funds had come from God." The radio ministry consisted of 30 minutes of broadcasting time over 150 stations in the United States. From the Facebook page, Billy Graham Radio stated that as in 2010, it was syndicated in 581 radio stations and over 400 stations worldwide still today. From 1950 to 2014, it was broadcasted from radio stations. Now it's renamed The Peace of God and can be heard on the internet. The last thing that was impacted, that impacted the world from Billy Graham, was the magazine Decision. Billy Graham took advantage of every opportunity to minister, and that was also with the written word. The magazine was founded in 1960. Mostly is the most widely circulated religion magazine still today. Billy Graham taught and encouraged the teachings from the Bible through this magazine. It's still in print today, can be found around the world in hundreds of countries in different languages. This tool was used to places where Billy Graham could not go, to shut-ins on personal levels, and also into jails both in the United States and also in foreign countries. I would like to conclude today that Billy Graham has led a full life in ministry today. Even though he is still alive at the age of 98, people still seek his wisdom and come to talk to him at his house in Charlotte, North Carolina. His legacy will be remembered by many today as through his crusades and through his radio ministries and through his magazine Decision. Thank you. All right, let's count off again.
1, 2,
3,
4,
5,
6,